Okay, welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. You can find information about me, this ordering special, all of the projects that we're going to be making on my blog at stampingwithheart.blogspot.com. I want to point to the ordering special first, and then I'm going to walk you guys through everything. So, April is Autism Awareness Month. For Autism Awareness Month, every April, I like to just give a few ideas for ways that you can craft with loved ones who are on the spectrum. But these cards can also be enjoyed by anyone, including, neurotypical kids. So, what do you get with the ordering special? The first thing that I wanted to point out is the host code. So we're going to be using the Best Delivery stamp set. This is going to be the Best Delivery card class. Here's what you're going to get. There's 5 cards, all right? So if you place an order with me for $50 before tax or more between 4/1 and 4/7, you're going to get these 5 card kits from me, okay? So I will show you what the card kits look like. You'll do the stamping, the gluing, and the assembly, but I'll do all of the cutting and scoring for you. So, except for the fussy cutting, which we'll get to. But here we have a rainbow theme is what I was going for with this card class. So we have our red card, our orange card, our blue card, our green card, and our pink card. So this is supposed to be a really simple class. Something that you could do in repeat, something that you could do with your kids, with your grandkids, with family members, things like that. I specifically designed these to be really flat. So there's no embellishments on these. And of course, if you want to add them, you can. But part of the reason that I designed the class this way was because when my son was smaller, my son is autistic and he is also nonverbal. There was a time when if there was like any embellishments or anything on a card, he would pull it off and try to eat it. And he doesn't do that anymore. We've gotten past that point. But just in case you know someone, who maybe is young or just hasn't gotten past that step yet, these are really colorful, cute cards. They'll really appeal to everyone, really. But I wanted to do a really simple but fun card that your loved ones could participate with you making them, or you could create them and send them off to somebody that you love. So let me go through this. So these are the 5 cards. We're going to make one card. We're going to make the red one in the live today. So basically, this little mini class is going to be available to the public. This will be available to anyone. But whenever you get the class, you're going to get the 5 card kits here. So this is what a card kit looks like. Basically, you get your card base, your envelope, you get all of your layers in here. The only piece, there's one extra piece in here that you may or may not want to fussy cut. It's totally up to you. I will walk through that with you, but you're going to get your red, your orange, your blue, your green, and your pink card kits, okay? This is a really fun way to celebrate April. Autism Awareness Month kind of has that rainbow feel, that rainbow theme, so I thought this paper was perfect for that. Okay, so you'll get the 5 card kits. You're going to get a PDF tutorial from me as to how to put your card kits together. You'll get the link to the video that we're doing tonight. And then as my host code gift, you're also going to get a pack of the Resin Stars embellishments. So my son, I really try, I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just sharing what I know from our lives. And he loves shapes. So now that he's past that point, I love the star embellishments. I love the hexagon embellishments for him. They're just so much fun. Love the primary color feel that we have here. So you would get a pack of the Resin Star embellishments as well. Okay, so you have to use the host code. And here is the host code. Let's see if I can get that a little bit closer to the screen there. So you would have to use this host code at checkout if you want to get the 5 card kits and the pack of resin stars and the PDF tutorial. Okay, and then of course the video, the class will be available to everyone. And if you have all of these supplies at home and you want to craft right along with me, of course you are more than welcome to do that. Pattern Party Designer Series paper. So every single one of these colors, and I have Poppy Parade already out, but I really love the brights because they really focus on that primary color theme. So all 5 of these cards are from the Brights collection. Okay, so here is our card base here. This is going to be the inside of our card. We have our layers here. Okay, how cute is this? Oh my gosh, love the hearts. Always wanted to use this paper. I'm so glad I'm finally incorporating it. I'm also using several retiring items in the next 2 days, so I'll shout those out too. So we have our layers here. So again, this is actually a really simple card layout, and we'll show what this extra piece is for. But these are going to be really fun to make and to share. The Best Delivery stamp set is so adorable, you guys. And let me just show you the design of the card. So really simple design. And then on the inside, I actually stamped the truck again. Now the concept is that if you're sending this to loved ones who are on the spectrum, they may or may not read. You may or may not, not want to put like a written note. You might want to make it more visual for them. So just depending on the person, because everyone is different, you can design this the way that you want. But in this case, because these are really designed for Autism Awareness Month or for a loved one who is on the spectrum, I think they would really enjoy having images on the inside and the outside. But you can decide, whatever is best for your cards when you do your stamping. You can do whatever you would like with your kits. Okay, but I'm going to recreate this card just like this. So the way that I do this is I will get my truck. I'm going to get our little truck out. And let me get my layer. Now the rectangle size that I cut is pretty tight. So just to show you the sizing of this stamp with the rectangle, it's pretty tight. And the reason that I wanted to point that out to everyone is because there are options to put balloons coming out of the back of the truck or hearts coming out of the back of the truck, which is absolutely adorable. And I do show that on the inside of the card right here. But I didn't do it on the outside. So just be aware of that. Now, if you stamp closer to the edge, you can fit it. And I think I did do it for one of the cards. Let's see. Let me go back through. Yeah. So on my Flirty Flamingo card, my pink card, I did get the hearts in here and just stamped closer to the edge. So whenever you're positioning your stamps, you can decide if you want that on your outside rectangle or not. I'm going to stick with just the clean truck on the outside. So let me, the magnet situation is also interesting because this is a nice and tight fit. So you can always position your stamp where you want it and then pick it up with your plate. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I love the Stamparatus is because you can have your helpers do this over and over again, right? And if you want to mark, like one of the things that I'll tend to do, and I don't think I have a pen handy. Let me see. I have my blends. We can use a blend. You can always mark your paper so that you know where to set it back again. So I'll just mark the 4 corners here. It's not an exact match. I didn't want to get any red on the rectangle, but that's okay. So you could just take a pen and mark your spot if you want to, and you could just do this over and over and over again. So I'm going to take my Poppy Parade ink. I'm going to use my full-size ink pad, and we're just going to ink this up. This is such a cute set. Connor loves anything involving vehicles. That's why I chose Best Delivery. But of course, you know what it's like to go through these catalogs and find those things that you know your littles or your loved ones just adore, right? So you can use, you know, whatever stamp set you like, and you can customize it to your family member. But if you have someone who adores vehicles and trucks, this is going to be great for them. Okay, so this is a pretty nice stamp here. I'm going to do it one more time. Make it nice and bold and clean. Okay, I love that. Just a nice intense red. Now my one little cheat is for the wheels of the truck. So let me just bring my card back in. It has this little shadow that you could put right underneath the wheels. This is the one thing I didn't use my Stamparatus for, and I just put it on a clear block. And I'm going to get my same ink, so Still Poppy Parade. I'm going to stamp off 2 times, and then I'm going to stamp right under the wheel. And I'm just going to repeat that one more time. So I'm going to stamp off 2 times, and then we'll just stamp right under the wheel. Okay. Now, in your kits, you're going to have an extra piece of designer series paper. Okay. And this is, so if you want to fussy cut or have this truck match your paper, you can do that. Now, of course, you could just stamp your sentiment right on here and keep it simple. You could color it in, or you could have them color it with you with whatever their favorite coloring tools are. I'm going to do the fussy cut version because that's how I designed the cards. And let me just see. The only thing I really care about is the box of the truck for this. So I'm just going to find that happy place there. That looks great. Make sure that your pattern is going in the same direction. So on the card, you can see, again, tight fit. The magnets was like one of the trickiest parts for this because it's so tight. And you can cut your pieces bigger than this, but I'm going to ink it with the same color. Not worried about the front of the truck, just the back, just the box. Okay. I'm going to lift this up slowly. I don't want to pull that out of place. Okay. And again, that's stamped really nicely. So you can stamp this a second time if you want that big bold look, but I actually think that this is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out really quickly. And we are going to go back to our stamping, but let me just show you. So I'm literally just going to follow the line. The great thing about this fussy cut piece is that you're basically just cutting a rectangle. The most you have to worry about is just right here at the tip, the back of the truck, and the wheels. So really not hard. If your littles use safety scissors, or if they're learning to cut, Connor is learning to cut. He's doing so well with pre-handwriting and cutting. My son struggles a little bit with fine motor activities. That's something that we really have to work on with him. And fine motor meaning like pinching, holding a pen, anything that would be small, concentrated movement with his hand, versus gross motor, which is like doing something big, like swinging a plate or cranking a die cut machine, right? Those are big movements, and those are much easier for him. So those are usually how I have him help with an activity. And, you know, Connor likes those things. So we kind of focus on that. But you could do whatever works best for your loved one. Okay, so here we go. And then we would just pop this right on the back of the truck. So you'll see here we have a heart, like a single heart stamp. We also have a single balloon stamp, and we have really nice sentiments. Now, one of my favorite things about Best Delivery is that if these are for kids and they are learning to read and they're little, a lot of times they don't recognize script or handwriting font, but they do recognize easy, bold print letters. So I think the font on this is perfect. Really, really appreciate that, especially when the sentiments are big. So we're going to get our single heart. Just going to set that right down there. And then I'm going to get birthday wishes. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up with this side. I'm just going to set this over here for now. And then we'll ink this up and stamp this down. Okay, so we have our little heart. So, so cute. And now we need our little sentiment piece. Okay, so we have this little piece. It's this is from So Sweetly Stitched, which is retiring. There are so many of us who are so sad about this, but get them while you can. I haven't checked the inventory report. I hope they're still available, but anyway, if you order kits, I'll be cutting them for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But here you can see that this rectangle fits really nicely inside the truck. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just set this piece aside. And then we'll put this one down. I'm going to get my sentiment now. Just going to flip this around my plate. We're going to set this right down. And you could just stamp this in every color if you're making all of your cards in your kit right at once, or if you want them all to say birthday. There's also one for sending love, which I think is so sweet. We're going to ink that one more time. And this is just if you want a little bit more bold color here. Make it nice and easy for them to read. Okay, all right, so we have this piece here. And now we're going to stamp the inside piece. Okay, so here we have these two pieces right here. We'll assemble that in just a minute. Now I'm going to get that inside piece here. So on the inside, we're going to do loving thoughts to guide you into your next adventure, wishing you all the best. And we're also going to add these little hearts. Okay, so let me go to the other side. And now I'm going to get the hearts that will go onto the back of the truck. Okay, and I'm just going to line up. You can see, I'm going to bring this a little bit closer just so that you can see in the design of the stamp that there's actually a straight edge on the edge of these hearts here. It's the same with the balloons. So I'm just lining that edge right up with the edge of the truck there. I think that looks good. The bigger words are on the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this up. Hopefully that will line up. Let's just check that still looks good. Just in case your paper moves a little, you can always check. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And so there you go. So you would do this in all 5 colors. I think that it's nice when you have the same layout sometimes, right? You just switch out your colors, or you can choose, you know, to use the same color for all 5 cards, you know, if you want to go with Memento Tuxedo Black or something like that. I thought it was really fun to use the Brights collection in whatever way that we could tonight. So here, I did not do the shadow underneath the wheels on the inside, but you could, but we do have that added on the outside. So we really put our stamp set to use here, which is really nice. And now let's go ahead and put together our card. So we'll do the outside first, and then we'll do our inside. So your card base will already be scored. All right, I'm just gonna get a nice crisp edge on that. Just gonna use multi-purpose glue, and look at this. If you wanna use the other side, wow. I know that red, white, and black is a big theme for people. So how gorgeous is that? And let me just get my glue. Okay, so speaking of retiring items, so we have a new catalog that's going to be coming out soon. We have items that are retiring in our current catalog. Pattern Party, which is the designer series paper that I'm using here, is a host set. It's a host paper set. It was like a mega pack of really fabulous double-sided 12 by 12 paper. That is also retiring. So here we go. There's Poppy Parade. Here is Flirty Flamingo or Pink. And here's the inside of each of the cards. Okay, so I really used that same sentiment for the inside. So here's a version of sending lots of love instead of the birthday wishes. So you can decide which one you like. If you're teaching kids how to make and mail cards or how to say hello or send love to somebody, this is such a cute set to do that with. Okay, so there's that one. Pacific Point is Connor's favorite color in the Stampin' Up! Collection. And I have been quite vocal about wanting Stampin' Blends in Pacific Point. So I don't know if we can make that happen, but he just needs the markers in this color, you know what I mean? So here we have it in the blue. Mango Melody, you guys. So the one thing that I did question was, just depending on your loved one, if you are making this for somebody, if this isn't orange enough, right, you could always use Pumpkin Pie, which is like a true primary orange. This one's a little bit lighter, but Connor's good with this. He would definitely know that this was orange and not yellow, right? And then, of course, I did not do Daffodil Delight, but I was so tempted to make a Daffodil Delight card. So those are the cards. These are the card kits. I'm down to 4 now because I used one. So there we go with the 4 card kits. The host code gift for the first week is going to be the Resin Star embellishments if you spend 50 or more with that host code, the 1st through the 7th. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys again on Sunday at 7:30.